Hello. Our team was assigned a layout project by Mine Safety Appliances. Our team members include Julian Manzi, Luisa Romero, and Zachary Manella, and our task was to redesign the battery pack assembly line. Mine Safety Appliances is a company specializing in developing and manufacturing safety devices for a multitude of industries. The plant we did our project at focuses on manufacturing gas detection devices for the oil and gas industry. Our project is based in Building G, a department of MSA's Cranberry plant where final assembly is done. Several new product lines are being rolled out in this area, so it is necessary to make reductions to existing lines. Our task is to reduce the overall size of the battery pack line so that it can be consolidated with the charger line. This is the overview of the current layout of the battery pack line. The line consists of 3 workbenches, a sonic bonder, and storage shelving. There is also an extra bench located across the aisle that is occasionally used to assemble battery pack products. There are 2 types of benches on this line. There is one bench dedicated to unleaded products that supply about 12% of total demand from this line. There are 2 benches dedicated to leaded products that have the rest of the demand. There is usually only one operator working on this line, and the line is capable of running for 3 8-hour shifts per day. This line is underutilized. After surveying this assembly line, we have identified 3 areas of improvement: excessive travel, poor space utilization, and disorganization. We will expand upon each of these problems throughout this presentation.
In order to reduce the total square footage, we plan on implementing a 6S system, minimizing the necessary space for operation and cutting down travel distance. These objectives will help us reach our overall goal of reducing the battery pack line so they can be consolidated with the charger line. We were given some constraints to work and plan our project. The monetary budget is $10,000 and the production line must remain between the aisle running down the center of the building and the wall. For safety reasons, there must be a 3-feet clearance around the iWatch station. Lastly, there must be enough room for the battery packs and the chargers on the line. Our first problem area was the poor space utilization. There is many unused shelving space that could be optimized and repurposed. Also, one of the benches is rarely used since the demand of the product that is made there is very low. Next to the third bench, there's a sonic bonder that is only used for one very specific product, occupying too much space while staying idle most of the year. There's also a lot of unused space on the risers above the benches that could be filled with parts. In order to optimize space utilization, we have come up with these recommendations. First, we will recommend reducing battery pack line to 1 lead and 1 unleaded bench. Next, we will recommend using the bench risers to hold a 2-day Kanban and the raw and processed shelving to hold 3-day Kanban quantities for common parts and 5-day Kanban quantities for uncommon parts. Since the charger line is being combined with this line, the battery pack line will be able to use their sonic bonder, allowing for the disposal of the current sonic bonder. To reduce space, we did calculations to determine the number of required resources to meet demand. At MSA, a resource is defined as a single workbench and an operator. We found that the resources required for leaded and lead-free products both fell below 1, meaning we would only need 1 leaded and 1 lead-free bench. There are spikes in demand, but this can be handled by extended production across 3 shifts if necessary. In the current process, there is excess travel distance between one of the benches and the storage area. This was measured to be 36 feet rectilinearly. This path is traveled on average 4 times during the assembly of a batch. Our resource calculations will remove the need to cover all this distance every single time the worker in this station needs to pick components.
In regard to disorganization, bin placement is not standardized, with some parts being located on the bench and others not. There is also no clear fill quantity to be maintained in the storage areas. As previously mentioned, we plan on implementing a new Kanban system on the line. 2 days' worth of commonly used parts will be stored in Kanban bins on the bench for easy access during assembly. The raw and process area will hold 3 days' worth of parts, 5 days if the part is rarely used, and this will be used to refill the Kanban bins. With the results of our analysis, we came up with 2 layout alternatives. The first is a longer design similar to the current layout. The benches will be arranged in a straight line with the middle bench being shared by the charger and battery pack lines. The sonic bonder will be located next to the charger exclusive bench since it is utilized more on that line. This layout is beneficial since it doesn't require the old line to be moved and it has plenty of room for potential charger storage. This design does well in the corner location of the current layout, but if it were positioned between 2 assembly lines, storage would need to be relocated. The total area reduction of this layout is about 63%. Our second layout alternative is much shorter and uses a block design. The lead-free battery pack bench will be placed back-to-back with the shared bench, with the RIP area being against the wall for easy access. The charger bench is adjacent to the shared bench with room for charger storage on the end of the line. This line has higher flexibility since it could work in both a corner as well as between two assembly lines. This layout can also accommodate two charger storage shelves, but if more were needed, the design would become less feasible due to outcroppings. The operator would also need to walk from the shared bench around the line to reach the alkaline battery cabinet, but this is a rarely occurring problem. The total area reduction of this layout is about 72%. Our final recommendation depends largely on the results of the analysis performed on the charger line. This aspect of the operation is being handled by a co-op at MSA and is outside the scope of our project. We determined the reduction in area based on a comparison between the old layout and the new layout, as well as the reduction that would result from removing the current charger line. Based on the information we have, Layout 2 clearly resulted in a much greater reduction in area, as well as having higher flexibility should MSA choose to relocate the line. We intend to recommend Layout 2 to the management at MSA under the assumption that the charger line only requires 2 shelving units. However, both layouts are feasible, so we will also recommend Layout 1 as a backup should 2 shelving units be insufficient for charger storage. We would like to extend our thanks to MSA for allowing us to do our project in their facility, James Russell for coordinating our project, Kevin Fink for supervising, and Theodore Fiala for providing us with constant project support. Thank you.